white people have been under attack for years. It's been systematic racism. As much as Black people and people of color want to talk about systematic racism in the United States, it's quite the opposite. They get preferential treatment when it comes to getting a job, when it comes to getting into colleges. White people, on the other hand, have been getting attacked relentlessly. Look at 2016 and BLM and all the riots. We just had to sit back and watch people burn down our cities and do nothing about it. So the way to fight back against essentially this anti-white hatred that's been systemically, ingrained in U.S. society is with white unity. We don't see white unity on
hang on. Okay, but hang on. Sorry, just to be clear, this has got nothing to do with anything you've just said. This is a disgusting racist woman who repeatedly spews the M-word, first at a young child, and then at the person taking the video of her, does it with complete impunity, does it numerous times. We are talking about a bona fide, unquestionable racist. And so I don't understand why what you've just said to me bears any relation to white unity or anything that you've just said. She's just a racist. Isn't she? You wouldn't dispute that.
It's not about her. It's not about her. It's about
it is about her
coming together and supporting another white person. And it doesn't matter.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in a country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. Would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm. I do, quite frequently.
You use the M-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, but if you use the M-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, shallow.
Look at her face. Oh my gosh. And by the way, I don't have a problem with what this lady is saying. Like, if you hate or dislike someone just for the color, because of the color of their skin, that says something about you. But I think her thing is more white people, make sure they stand together, this and that and the other. And then people are adverse to that for some reason, but you can have Black Lives Matter come out here, which is a communist Marxist organization that was built by freaking two lesbians and took money, and there's this BLM thing that's called By Large Mansions, which is exactly what they did. But they can come out here and do all this type of stuff, and they can get hundreds of millions of dollars, but that's fine. That's just okay. Right? But what this lady is saying is just so despicable and this, that, and the other. I don't give a fuck about a racist person. A racist white person, it just does not move me, right? You get the pro-blacks, blackity blacks, and you get these white liberals that care way more about racism than most fair-thinking people. If you're a racist, you're gonna be over there. We'll never encounter each other. It's just not worth all the energy that people are giving to it. To me, it's just like nothing, right? And then, so don't get me wrong. When I was in the military, I had two different white dudes on two different occasions, two different times, called me the N-word. And I'm in my early 20s, and I reacted emotionally like a fucking dummy And let's just say they got stitches and nose is broke and all this type shit. I am not proud of that at all. If that was to happen to me today, I'd be like, if they call me the N-word or whatever, I'd be like, I mean, you know, that's the way you feel. If you're going to waste your energy and just calling me that, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna react to it. I'll fucking laugh. I really would. I would laugh, be like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You would conjure up all that energy. Nigger! That was fucking crack. Because I'm the type of person, I don't want no smoke. I'm a peaceful person. And if you conjure up the energy and just out of the blue and just call me that name today, I would just be, I mean, okay. Next, what? I mean, what? Now what? You got that out of your system. Now what? What you want to do? You want to get a rope? Is that what you want to do? Just too much energy is given to racism. It's just not warranted. It's nothing.
Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different.
Sorry, but just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the
about
N-word?
black people.
When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you despicable?
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Us fair-thinking people, we know she's a racist. It just is what it is. I'm not gonna call her no other names or anything of that. I mean, you're a racist. You don't like me. Well, go over there. I'll be over here. That's the end of it. That's it. I'm like, okay. You gotta answer to God. We all gotta answer. Our day is coming. So why am I gonna waste energy on like trying to tear this person down and you should be condemned. You should not be able to say those words. No, we should be able to say whatever the fuck we want to say. And I mean that without consequence. We have free speech in this country, but they say it comes with consequence. Well, that's not free speech. That's not even close to free speech. Free speech should be without consequence because that is under our Constitution, that is the most important amendment. It's free speech. The most important. There's no anything in our Constitution that's more important than free speech. And if you think a little bit, you will know why it's more important than when they freed slaves and all these other things. Free speech is the most important amendment. And if you want to know why I say that, you can comment and I'll tell you, I'll answer you back.
Human being.
I guess so. I don't really care. I mean, why are we not talking about Shiloh Hendricks? Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist, and you've just proudly admitted that with a smug grin on your face, which is pretty horrifying, actually, for most people to have to watch. And shame on you. You're entitled to do it, and I'm entitled to call you despicable.
Well, shame on white people for allowing themselves to be systematically discriminated against in the United States. This is our country. This is a country that should be.
What do you mean your country?
Because I'm white and my
What, there are no black people in American history? Is that what you're saying? That they've all just landed in America, invading you,
Yes.
your white country? Is that your position?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they were brought here technically.
My God,
We didn't.
do you understand how dumb you sound?
This is stupid. This is stupid and racist. And at some point, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to reward this kind of disgusting behavior by platforming it?
I don't disagree, Mark.
historically-
Listen, I didn't know she was going to say that. I don't disagree with you.
No. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't think you knew ahead of time. I'm saying at this moment, someone who's saying it, technically black people brought up. No, technically, Africans were stolen, enslaved, and they built this country. And the idea.
They were enslaved by their own people first. Why don't we, if we gonna tell the truth, let's tell the whole truth. So if there was not a market, which over in Africa, they created the market of slavery. If there was not a market for slaves, there would not be any buyers. Tell me I'm wrong. Y'all just, slavery was a terrible, despicable chapter in this world's history. Let's start from how it started. So let's say, let's analogize this, right? If there was not a market for breakfast, do you think people would buy ingredients for breakfast? No. If there was not a market for vehicles, do you think people would buy vehicles? We wouldn't even know what they are. We wouldn't even know what vehicles are. We wouldn't even know what eggs are. If there was not a market for selling human beings, there would be no buyers. When these sensitive pro-black blackity black people, they just so sensitive and they just ready to pounce on any semblance of racism, and they just give it just too much energy, and to me it's just irritated. You can be focusing on so many other things. This is the greatest country on earth for black folks. Go back to Africa all you want to. Good luck with that. I've been there. I'm cool in these United States. Oh, I've been to Africa. I've been to 2 countries in Africa. And I know that's just a small sample size because it's a giant continent. There's probably wonderful things in Africa, plenty of opportunities. This, that, and the other. I'm not going to discount that. But I don't know 100%. But what I do know in these United States 100%, I can do, pretty much whatever it is I want to do as far as achieving anything I want to do. And anything that's worth anything is going to be hard. It's going to be hard and it's going to be expensive. But knowing that, I know I can do it. I don't know that about going back to Africa or some other place where black folks at. So yeah, y'all go back to Africa. Look, and don't be complaining, and don't come back here with y'all shit. Stay over there.
That you can justify calling a baby the N-word by saying that white people are losing the country is absurd. It's morally bankrupt, and it's honestly besides the point. All these are just distractions from the fact that she wants to justify dehumanizing and even animalizing a small black child. It's disgusting.
What is it?
Yeah, I never said that.
No, but you may as well have done because you're just an unashamed.
That's the implication of your
racist. Let me bring in Myron Gaines because you've been
sick.
smirking and laughing. What's funny about any of this?
Because it's stupid.
Well, I find it interesting that you guys want to virtue signal and wag the finger and say she's a racist and everything else like this.
No,
but
she
I find it
admitted she's a racist.
Well, let me
I'm not
finish my
wagging a
point.
finger at anybody.
She
I don't need to
self-identified as a racist. She
But
did, I
Myron,
am a
with
racist.
respect, Myron, I don't need to
Because-
wag a finger when somebody says, yeah, I'm racist. I use the N-word against black people. I don't care. That's a racist. I'm
everyone
not
isn't
wagging any finger. I'm not accusing anybody. She is admitting it proudly. Even
Here's the
you
thing.
can't defend that, surely.
everybody is racist to some degree. The reality is it depends on, a lot of people want to be politically correct. A lot of people want to sit there and say, I'm not racist at all. We all have biases. We all have stereotypes. We all make jokes. We all are racist to some degree. Now, how racist you are is a whole other situation, but everyone is racist. That's number one. Next thing I want to say, see, I think the Shiloh Hendrickson Metcalf situation is a microcosm of a much bigger problem. And that bigger problem is what I call systemic organized. And what I mean by this is, for decades, we've had black people literally running around with black supremacy, committing crimes, not getting accountability for their actions, and then they blame the system for it. For example, George Floyd, criminal. Ferguson, criminals. Freddie Gray, criminal. A lot of these people are criminals, and what ends up happening is they challenge the police officer, they get into a physical altercation, things go left, they die, something happens, use of force is utilized, and then they want to cry about the result. When in reality, it's not the police killing black people, it's black people killing black people. And if you want to talk about black on white violence, black people kill white people 2 times as much. And on top of that, most of the shootings in America, a lot of the times, are white cops killing other unarmed white men. So this whole systemic racism or police brutality, or, oh, it's all so messed up, the reality is this. Black people have been able to get away with a ridiculous amount of privilege in America for a very long time. They're able to be racist with impunity. They're able to call white people crackers without being challenged back. And quite frankly, white America's had enough of it, and the chickens have come to roost. Now, look, am I saying that's awesome? Am I saying that's great? No, but for literally the better part of almost 2 decades since the Obama era, we've had to have BLM and liberalism shoved down our throats, and quite frankly, we're all tired of it.
Right, but just to be clear, you would have no problem with one member of this panel openly saying she uses the N-word at black people with impunity and is proud of being a racist. You have no problem with that?
Before he answers, I don't. I'm not gonna be around her. As a matter of fact, we can just get real, right? If I was in her vicinity, well, you know, I think I'll be able to get some things done. She can use that word all she want. You wanna play the games? We can play the games. Yeah, you know what I mean. She's a nice looking lady too. When I get done with you, no, you won't use that word, because I don't say that word. I don't use that word at all. And if you're gonna be around me, which I can talk her into being around me, she won't say that word either. And I won't make her apologize for using it in the past. It just is what it is.
My worldview on the protection of the First Amendment and freedom of speech overrides my personal feelings. She has the right to say
That's
it.
fine. You can support the First Amendment, but you can also have a personal view about what she said.
My feelings are irrelevant. The Constitution's the Constitution. That's what matters.
Oh, that's fascinating. Hold on.
Oh,
so when it
look
comes
at
to
this
chastising black
sensitive-ass
Americans
boy.
about their behavior, about calling white people crackers, as you say, about their moral claims, about the racist system, you can levy a judgment against black Americans for all the things they do. But when it comes to this woman saying the N-word, and this other woman endorsing it and saying that she herself uses the N-word, now all of a sudden we can only talk about the Constitution and the legal right. We can't offer any moral judgment against it. That's disingenuous, and it's as the only black American up here, that's quite frustrating to hear.
Here's the thing. If you want to be soft and get offended by that, that's your fucking problem, not mine.
Let me ask Ricky.
We're not even.
Let me ask
Sensitive.
Ricky.
This isn't about being soft any more than when you were desperately saving these white people.
Hold on. This sensitive nature that you have is precisely why we have this problem.
It's not about being sensitive. It's about I didn't articulate. Hold on. Let me finish, Myron. Let me speak and then I'll let you respond. Myron, sure. I didn't articulate any sensitivity here.
Yes,
what I said,
did.
in the same way that you levied a judgment against black people, I'm levying one against the claims you're making. I'm no more sensitive than you were when you made your claim. I'm simply saying I disagree with you.
But I think to surmise this, my whole thing is that, you know, the things that I'm saying as far as this particular topic, people will call me certain names, you know, this, that, and the other. My point is that why, like, racism is just, I think that's, to cry out racism is just lazy. It's being sensitive and it's being disingenuous. So if it is racism, okay, now what? Is kind of where I sit with these type of things, right? He was racist towards me. I mean, now I'm trying. You know what? I'm done trying to understand, like, when someone cries out racism, because I know what it's about, because it makes money. It makes certain people a whole lot of money when they cry out racism. Does Al Sharpton ring a bell? Mm-hmm. Yeah, made him a multi-millionaire. That attorney, Benjamin Crump. Yeah. Racism has made him a whole lot of money. James Clyburn. Good old James Clyburn, who introduced the reparations bill 30-some years ago. And he's from South Carolina. And he has never pushed the bill forward. Yeah, that's a black man too. It's people like that. That's going to be the end of this video. If you like this video, if you dislike the video, share this video. Also, check out my YouTube channel, Mr. Info 5000. Peace.